Hello, everyone, and welcome back to OG Fantasy Football. I'm still Dunkleman. He's still Burrell. Johnny, how you feeling today, brother?
Fantastic, man. Loving life.
As am I. I love that old school Bill shirt. Oh, we're still celebrating. We exercised at least a little bit of that demon. Unbelievable game, Johnny. How do you feel? How do you feel about the performance of your beloved Bills?
I think it was really important to win a close game that was way under the over-under. Not a lot of points scored, a lot of character shown. Just so much to talk about. And this is a fantasy football podcast, not a Bills podcast. So I'm going to have to stop myself a little bit. But
We'll get
did you
back
see
to it, but we
Josh
got to
Allen
address
jump
it.
over a grown man?
No, I love to watch that boy jump. I love him so. He's everything I always wanted. And you know what? They
Yes.
post that video of him taking the time to go over and take a picture with that kid. It just makes me tear up, man. Josh Allen, by the way, bought my niece ice cream just because that's the kind of guy he is. Just was in Baskin Robbins at the same time. We
And
just love
because
the
there's a
kid.
good chance that no matter where you are in America, you may run into a Dunkelman niece.
Yeah, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Dunkelman in these continental United States. How good is Tony Romo, by the way, before we get into the fantasy aspect here?
Oh, you
He's
mean that
so
he
good.
predicted the score?
He
He
said, all right, the
predicted
first
the
quarter,
score.
24, not this going to be a 24-20 kind of game. It's not going to be high scoring like everybody says. I do a pretty good Romo. I'm losing my voice a little bit. I think I still have gotten it back from yelling during that game. Fuck my neighbors is what I'm trying to say, John. What a wonderful day for the Bills and not a bad day for us in the fantasy league. You know it
These
by now. It's
guys.
touchdown only. It's different than yours. Johnny, not bad. You got a new
Best week of the
quarterback.
year.
You got a
Best
new.
week of the
This
year.
is your best week.
Yes,
Oh,
52 points.
congratulations. It feels good up here. It just feels good up here, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel great because I had 50 points, which is basically all I've been begging for all season. And of course, last week I had the 101. So it's important to follow up a monster week without completely shitting the bed. So 50, I'm happy. What do you
And
want to talk about first,
we
man?
finished second and third.
Yes.
Stanley won the week after his monster stupid trade. So
Stanley
he's
Ullman of the Deadheads won the $50 for having the highest point total for the second time in 12 years, John. He texted me. He texted me Monday. I'm looking through it. I don't see anybody that can catch me. Do you? And I'm like, oh, you just whammied yourself, man. You just whammied yourself because I think there were two players within 40. But alas, there was no two 24-point play bombs like there were last Monday night to beat
there were
me. By the way,
there
John,
were
last week I had 101. This week, what's the time? The point total? 69.
yeah.
69. No, 101
And
wasn't good enough.
Monday night was ugly. Nobody wanted to win the game, and no fantasy points were had.
I tell you what, these primetime games are really not shaping up to be too great. And I gotta hope this Thursday, little preview. I got my boy DeAndre Hopkins coming back. He's been on my bench, just camping, just chilling for 6 weeks now. So I got him going up against. I own half of the Saints roster. So let's hope that's not an all field goal game because that's not going to help anybody. By the way, speaking of that Bills game,
Speaking of field goals,
he fixed up.
Harrison Butker.
Oh, Harrison Butker
Paid off to carry two kickers for a week now, didn't it?
Look, we all grow and we all spread our wings, John. And this is you. No stigma. Couple quarterbacks, couple kickers. Who cares? It's a whole new John Burrell, and it paid off for you against our beloved Bills. He had a 62. You know what? How much time can't you give Patrick Mahomes? It's got to be under 10 seconds because what was that? 12? Kills us last year with 13. There was 12 seconds left before halftime. Drives him down for a 62-yard field goal. And by the way, that is what we used to. A 50-yarder used to be 10. We're like, this is stupid. I mean, it's not 1980 anymore. People can actually kick field goals now, and we changed it. So let's give a 10-pointer for a 60-yarder. So there you go. There's the Bible. Why isn't that? You have to have that laminated or something. It should be in protective glass with like zero compression. Can't you? We're going to look into that. Because you should be wearing gloves, by the way. I've said that before. I'll say it again.
I bought it used from an Australian.
From a foreigner. Thank
From
you
an
to
Aussie.
thank you to our fans down under. Let's see, John. I came in third this week. I want to talk about my team. You know what? Let's go through our standings as we always do. Good news, John. Our YouTube channel is going to get a handle soon. They've changed everything. You can't get a personalized URL, but I got an email today. You're going to get a handle.
Nice.
So a handle is on the way. So hopefully before the season's over, we will be able to shorten that URL. I'm going to take us right to the standings of our league. And please follow us on the YouTube channel. We post both links to the podcast and the YouTube channel. I got a new microphone, by the way. Couldn't figure out how to use it. So maybe next week I'll sound better. But you're used to it by now. It's a little nasally. We still got the Omaha Stakes. My brother in the lead with a total of 377 points. The prodigal comes home, nipping at his heels. He's only 14 points behind Southpaws, who had the monster 108 to snag that $50 right from out under my nose. He is 27 points behind. And John, I got to tell you, it wasn't that long ago. If you please go back and listen to our old podcasts, they're all fantastic, but you'll hear me complaining. I spent a night in the basement, woke up in 11th, and all of a sudden I am 4th place. By the way, I have a new team name, John. I am now the Tay Some Bitches with a new logo as well. If you want to go and check that out on the YouTube channel, you son bitch.
That son bitch.
And we got some young guy, 74 behind. And then, a lot of people long ways back, John, 150. He's sitting 150 back, but boy, the meltdowns are really, really, really owning up to their namesake. 6 weeks into the season, they are 201. Rock 201. And they have Tom Brady. So we all feel good about that. Now let's take a look at my week. 50 points. That's a blue chipper week. We'll take 50. You know what? From here on out, I wonder if I got 50 a week if I'd win. We figured it's around 60. You got to really average in this league, but you can't complain about 50. Jalen Hurts.
You average 50 a week, you will not win.
You will not. But from now on,
right.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm saying if you average 50 a week from here on out, you will not win.
Let's dog ear that one.
Yeah.
Let's dog ear that one and come back.
Side bet that, because I always lose side bets to you. So
maybe a friendly wager. You don't gamble against the Dunkleman. What are you, stupid? By the way, listening at home, we had some money left over from my mother's memorial, and we decided there's
St.
10.
Jane. Wait. St. Jane.
St. Jane. God bless you, Mama. We had some money left over, and we decided collectively as a family, all 10. Well, actually, there was one dissenting vote, and we don't need to talk about that. But 9 out of the 10, I suggested put it on the Bills to win the Super Bowl. Everybody immediately replied, "Do it." So
except for one.
Except for one. We don't care about him. There ain't no reason to talk about the black sheep. There's only one black. I thought I was the black sheep. No, there's one worse. Trust me. Jalen Hurts scored in the second half. Can you believe that? Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah. There we go.
Possible.
Undefeated.
The undefeated Philadelphia Eagles got a lot of friends from Philly when they won the Super Bowl. John, when they won the Super Bowl, I called them all. I said, "How does it feel?" And they said, "It feels amazing."
Undefeated and number 2 on the ESPN Power Rankings.
Oh, I did not see those power rankings. Oh, that's got to ruffle some feathers.
I wonder who number 1 is.
Oh, I got an inkling. Jalen Hurts, 15 points. He is still third in our league in scoring. John, I thought maybe a little later I'd throw up a graphic of the top quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends just for fun because I want to brag about Tay Some Bitch. Hey, Alvin Kamara. Alvin, if you watch the show, if you listen to the show, I'm going to address you personally. What the flying fuck is going on? John, would you care to gander a guess? Is that a saying? Gander a guess?
Oh, sure.
At how many points Alvin Kamara had after 6 games, after playing 6 games last year? How many points did Alvin Kamara have?
Oh, last year after 6?
Yeah, just last year. Typical Alvin Kamara fashion. He came in after playing
I'm going to
6
say
games.
59 points.
75, John.
Hey, now.
75. That's on his way to a 225-point year. minus a couple for the bye. But what's he got? 0.0, Mr. Brutowski.
No way to go
Look,
through life.
I took a risk taking him. Put him in jail. I'll get the same amount of points, and I'll free up a roster spot. So Kamara been horrifically disappointing. He's getting the touches though. Alvin, he's going to have 40 one of these games, and he's going to be right back up there. J.K. Dobbins, he really was just kidding. His knee tightened up. I don't know if I'm going to drop him or not, but that's a bummer. I don't think he played in the second half. Kenyon, or is it Kenyon? Is he Kenyon? Or is that's appropriation if he's not from Kenya? Let's look into that, John. He had 0. I got problems I got the problems in the running back position. I love my number 1, but he hasn't scored. And we're waiting for Patterson another 2 weeks. AJ Brown, he's going to be the odd man out on my roster, John. I'm not going to be able to start him anymore. I'm going to try and trade him. I don't find any takers right now. He had a 9-pointer. He's been consistent. Stanley's got. He did. He asked me, "Hey, you want to trade for?" I said, "Stanley, all your good players are gone." I know. I know. Every time I get the first pick, I fuck myself. It had nothing to do with the first pick. You pick Josh Allen. You don't trade your players. How about that?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Jamar Chase. Welcome back to fantasy football, brother. It's really good to see you again. Now it's twofold why I want you to really, really step up and play to your ability, because my brother made, he's like, I'll bet you $100. I'm on time, I'm Brown, whatever the fuck your stupid name is. We'll have more points at the end of the year in our league than Jamar Chase. So Jamar Chase is now back on top of that little bet with 21 points. John, I watched that game. He had his sweet 9-pointer. And you know what I thought to myself, John? I thought he just had a 9-pointer. You know what that means? He's well on his way to 21. Boom, 60-yarder, 21. Nostradunkus strikes again. Taysom Hill did not score this week, but I can't bench him. Flashback to last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know. I'm so excited. It seems like it's every day I wake up and he has 66 points in one game. You don't bench a player that has 66 points.
He's your permanent flex.
He is the cornerstone. He and Jamal and Jalen Hurts are the cornerstone of my team, and I'm embarrassed, but I will laugh all the way to the championship on that one. Bill Maher, 5 points. Everybody said bench your kicker against Philly. There's nobody else. I want him for a couple more weeks. Somebody will snag him. He missed a 50-yarder. Could have been 10. That's the only difference there. Your strategy of picking up a new defense just to start every week is really not working for me. I pick up the hapless Bears and actually had to watch that just horrificness of a game.
By the way, I haven't enacted that strategy just yet. I still have the.
You talked about it, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's a good idea." Yeah. I'll do what you said you were going to do. And John, the good news is blanked on the bench. Blanked on the bench. 50. I'll take it. I'll take it in between my 100-point weeks.
I was not blanked on the bench this week.
John, let's take a look at your team. The shit suckers.
Let's do it.
The most aptly named team in all of fantasy football.
So I had 52 points.
Look, you picked up a new quarterback. You were feeling good about it. I was actually feeling good for you. We love Brian Daboll. We could not be happier for the New York Giants. We're never going to forgive that Hostetler. We lost the Super Bowl to Jeff Hostetler. Oh, my Jesus Christ.
No, we didn't. We lost the Super Bowl to O.J. Anderson. And
that is true.
Yeah.
But Hostetler has a ring and Jim Kelly does not. So alas.
That's true.
You know what? You got 2 touchdowns.
Daniel Jones ain't getting a ring during the Josh Allen era.
No, we hope not. You got 2 touchdowns. The bad news, they were tiny.
Yeah, but he outscored Matt Stafford,
who you dropped. Matt Stafford.
And
how the mighty have fallen, John Burrell.
Who CBS Sportsline just today said has been among the biggest bust of the season.
You know who's bigger?
Good riddance. See you later, Matt.
Who's a bigger bust?
Alvin Kamara so far.
Alvin
is a bigger bust.
You know what? He'll score just as many points in prison.
Let's talk about my team. Forget your
Robinson.
team.
Robinson.
I've got a really good running back crew.
You do.
Fournette, 18 points,
Leonard
bugging
is playing
ahead,
lights
moving
out.
forward. Brian Robinson Jr., who I picked up right after the draft and stuck in my IR spot and just kept him there with a warm blanket and a warm bottle of milk.
That's it.
Until,
And some salve. He got shot in the ass, John. The
yes.
poor kid got shot in the ass. And, I never even seen him. He's a baby. I saw him interview. He's just a baby, that poor kid. And, and your chance to start in the NFL and you get shot in the ass. But you know what he did? He got back up. And now he's back in the NFL. What a wonderful story.
And
so nice,
second week active. I started him. He got me 6 points.
Well, Derrick Henry was on his bye. Let's not forget that. So that's a nice timing. Nice timing for the kid to get back in the game.
My receiving core did not do anything for me. Zeros. Nope. All zeros. Isaiah McKenzie had a nice fumble in the red zone.
Wow, he did not look good for the beginning of that game, did he? I was screaming at my TV. Take some pine, man. Sign OBJ if this is what we have to look forward to. I'm sorry.
No, we don't need to sign. We got a rookie. We got a rookie.
I love everyone, but this is the year. I want the ring. I don't care if we lose the next 3 first-round picks. I just don't care. Give me one ring. One ring.
So Waddle's been hampered by his boy Tua not being out there. So
Waddle
I started him.
Who we thought
I started Waddle.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Waddle
will be Waddle as soon as Tua gets back. Shut up. I should have benched Waddle and started Juju. But I didn't want to start Juju against the Bills.
I do the same thing. I think I did not start J.K. Dobbins. I don't like to start people against my team. It's not the smartest way to play fantasy football, but we go with our gut.
And the Juge, not to be confused with Jimmy Joe, but the Juge.
Dude, what the
fuck? Juge had a big play, 12-pointer on my bench.
I thought that was going to cost us the game, by the way, that horribly, the 3 guys missed him. Just 3 guys.
Yeah.
That was a clown play.
Only 3. One of them being an all-pro.
Now, John, how do you feel about looking at the overall point total projections? I mean, if this is something that you've got a debate between, who do I think I need somebody to score this week? Look at the Vegas odds. Look at the point projections. That was it the highest point projection, I do believe. So obviously you want to get players if you're touchdown dependent or if you're touchdown only like we are, you want to look at those over unders and see who's in the 50s. And you want to see, if it's up to 2, that's probably the way you should go. You did not. You went with the homer and Isaiah. Look, he's still a little wobbly, obviously, but we love Isaiah McKenzie. But hold on to the ball, dude. And then of course, Butker,
Harry
Butker
missed a 5-pointer for me.
He did. That could have been a monster week. But
I drafted him, then I dropped him, and because he was injured, and then I picked up his backup, and then we didn't know whether he was going to play or his backup was going to play. So I had 2 freaking kickers on my roster, which is stupid. So stupid.
It's not like you.
But here we are. He got me 16 points. So here I am with 52. I finished 2nd for the week, and I am up to 9th place in the league, baby. Here we go. I was in 11th 2 weeks ago. At this trajectory, I'll be in 1st in 9 weeks.
Well, that's the attitude.
That's the attitude. The attitude.
And you know what? You just got to be that little engine that could in this league. Mm-hmm. You are never out of it. We do not do head-to-head. The season never ends.
We got to finish this podcast early enough for me to get my transactions in because they ain't in yet.
Oh, that's a little sign for me to stretch. You shouldn't have said that, my friend, because if you don't have them in, good chance I got 4 in. I do believe I have 4 transactions in. Let's skip on over to our dear friend Stanley Ullman of the Deadheads.
Stanley,
who made that just hellacious, horrific trade to my brother. He gave up Jonathan Taylor and Diggs for a handful, a small sack of beans. That's all he got.
But they
look
were
at
magic
Joe.
beans.
They were magic beans, and if you plant them long enough, Clyde Edwards-Helaire will actually become Brian Westbrook. Because I think that's what he was thinking. And my brother said, I've seen this happen the last 4 years. No, I want Diggs. He has Diggs and Gabe. I want the Bill so bad. Ooh, I might go in and put one in for Cook.
And your brother is, I believe, the ultimate Bills homer when it comes to drafting.
100%.
Maybe
Jeff Golly.
Well, only with kickers and special teams. But your brother drafts wide receivers and running backs and other positions out of position when they shouldn't be picked. And now he has. I was just thinking, sitting on the shitter today, that I want to reflect on when Gabe Davis was picked, because the Gabe Davis I know today, I would have picked in the second round in LA a month and a half ago.
Well, I mean, I hope Diggs and Gabe Davis break the touchdown record. I hope they both have 25. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's look at here again. So Stanley, Joe Burrow. Look.
Oh yeah.
I heard today, and I know I heard this before, but he lost 20 pounds from that appendectomy, and he is Stanley has lost 20 pounds from his appendectomy. No, Joe Burrow, but he's finally putting some weight back on, and he's getting back in a rhythm. And man, like I said, John, I watched that whole game because the Bills didn't play till afterwards, so that's what I used my package on. My package. Enough about my package. Joe Burrow, fantastic. 45 points, leaps all the way up to I believe the third highest scoring quarterback in our league.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I had a little text exchange with him. I said, look, I got AJ Brown, odd man out of my roster, maybe a little AJ Brown from Melvin Gordon, and then Melvin Gordon grabs a whole handful of pine.
Yes, he did.
3 carries.
You offered that trade for
No. He had yet to play. I said, something to think about.
I know, but
there's nobody else, John. Who else am I going to offer AJ Brown? I've already gone through everybody's roster. I got, Justin is my nephew.
Done.
I could take advantage of my nephew. We'll see. I think he's done. And then of course I pick up Latavius Murray, if that is your real name. And then I had to drop him because I needed somebody and he looked like he's the guy going forward. I don't know. I don't want any piece of Denver Broncos. Do you? Well, they look like they wasted a whole lot of money. Russ does not look good. That team does not look good. That guy.
I feel bad for Russ, but I will say that Latavius Murray could fill a spot on my roster.
He could. What's he going to get? I mean, he'll maybe get you a couple of 6-pointers every couple of weeks. I don't know. Not the kind of player I'm looking for. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till. I hope they come up. I'm going to keep one of these. They're gonna go through.
Who's this? Who's this?
When we're doing this live to tape.
Who's
Gordon
this Berrios? Who's this Berrios?
We're going to get to that. He has Mostert, nothing. If you're starting Mostert at this point, good luck. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, nothing, 0. Tony Braxton Berrios.
Yes.
He texts me. He's like, I picked up Berrios last night just out of desperation. Shut the fuck up. 18 he gets an 18
He runs a freaking reverse in.
Berrios.
Nowhere.
Hold on. Let me look at this. Berrios has 48 points. Is he the number 5 receiving option on the Jets? I don't know. I have not watched the Jets because, I haven't, my team hasn't played them. And that's really the only reason to watch the Jets. God bless you. You're 4-2. We're getting a kick out of it. DK Metcalf, nothing. Ravens, nothing. Graham Gano with 6. Nice week, Stanley. 69 points. An embarrassment of Richards. Trevor Lawrence is looking good when you rush 2 touchdowns.
He left 30 on the bench.
30. Good enough. Not technically. Because nobody else scored. Yeah. Well, look at his starting roster. He's only got 3 players scored. That's a very Dunkleman-esque week.
Yes.
Right there. There's feast or famine. That is feast or famine for you right there.
And he won the $50.
He did win
And
the $50.
and can
Stanley.
I bring up
You're the
throwing
co-host of
bombs,
this show, John. You can bring up whatever the fuck you want.
throwing bombs and banging moms?
Oh yeah, you know
They've
what?
been
Let's actually.
they've been humming along and doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And this week they had a lot of zeros until you get down to Ryan Suckup. Why
Let's
you would
take a
have
look.
anybody on your name named Suckup, but
Yeah,
he
that's
had
not a good
14
name.
points.
Yeah,
Suckup, the kicker, had 14, and that is how many points Justin had.
There is no
Oh,
joy. There is no joy in the
ouch.
14-point week when your kicker scores 14. That's a great kicker week. You know
Ouch.
what? He should actually look at the positive.
Yeah,
Only my kicker
great
scored.
kicker
Well,
week.
your kicker had a great week, so good for you. It's not looking good. Here's the thing, John. Do you see pain in my eyes about Kamara? I'm not in pain about it. I know he's going to go off. He's got to. I've made the correct decisions. One of them, I was very close to taking Kyler Murray in the second round. He has been
Mhm.
atrocious.
Yes, he
In our league.
has.
He has less than half the points of Josh Allen. Less
Now,
than half.
Justin has Kyler Murray throwing bombs and banging moms. Just want to clarify that, in terms of his whole team,
The rest is not
on the
bad.
bench, he left 6 points. So he could have had 20.
When you only have 14, those 6 points are precious. He left is it Allen Robinson? Welcome back to the NFL, Allen.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kyler Murray 0. Chubb, McCaffrey. Boy, would you would really love to have that backfield. I would. 0. Sutton.
Anybody else in the standings we want to talk about or make fun
I
of?
don't really think so. I think that we got, here's the thing I was thinking
I
about,
think we
John.
covered it.
I was thinking about maybe trading AJ's with my nephew. I don't know who. I don't. That's not a
Ooh.
trade that I want, but I mean, who knows? AJ Dillon is an injury away from being a potential top 10 back.
Well, true.
But Green Bay doesn't look good. Look, there's a year
No,
where
they plummeted. They plummeted on the power rankings, and
they
their
lost
next
to the
opponent.
Jets.
Yeah,
It's not good. The two old men, the two senior spokesmen of the league. This could be the year. Maybe both of them are falling off. Bye-bye, Brady. Bye-bye, Brady. Get in the booth.
See it.
Get in the booth,
Aaron.
so I'll mute every
Aaron.
mute every goddamn game I'm every single one. I will not listen to you. Once I don't have to watch you, I'm not putting you in my ears. You are gone forever when you are gone.
Is there a shot he will be as good as Romo?
No, there's no chance.
Is there a shot he'll be as good as Aikman?
Aikman sucks. And by the way,
I know, so that's a low bar.
Yeah, I know. I've said it again. I don't understand why people hate Joe Buck when Troy Aikman is sitting right next to him. I don't get it. I will defend Troy Aikman for saying maybe they can take the dresses off with all the ref calls. Shut up. Everybody shut up. It wasn't that long ago that as human beings, we had two things to worry about, John. Don't starve to death and don't get eaten by something. And now everybody wants Troy Aikman fired because he said maybe the refs will take the dresses off. Stop it. It doesn't matter. There's female refs. They wear dresses. How great is it that there are female refs and it's nothing? Yeah,
okay, first
one of the refs has a ponytail. Okay, cool.
There's only one referee. There are a group of officials. The referee wears the white hat. The rest of them wear black hats.
You spelled it there. THEIR.
Just don't want you to be misinformed.
Nerd. Hey, I thought about this for our league and the way we score. It's touchdowns only, and it's old school. It's like OG fantasy football, taking it back from the nerds. Do you like that? Is that a t-shirt? I was a nerd, by the way. I was bullied in high school. John remembers it. That's why I started hanging out with you.
He was not a nerd, by the way.
I was a nerd. They stole my yearbook, John.
Who did?
All those douchebags in the class above me.
Oh.
And
was it Dan Mosier?
Mosier would never do something like that to me. They stole my notebook or my yearbook. They wouldn't give it back. And then and that's when we fired up the playroom and had a kegerator in my the room off my garage. And then they're like, "Oh, Dunkleman seems like he's actually pretty cool. Can we come over and drink with you? Oh, here's your yearbook back." And I forgave him because I'm a big fucking man.
Big
Anyway,
heart. Brian Dunkleman, big heart.
John, we are cruising in to week 7. Final thoughts as the clock ticks on the fantasy ticker. I don't know. I'm gonna edit that out.
Oh, biggest thought is it's a Bills bye week. So I mean,
What a
who
wonderful
cares?
taste. What a wonderful taste for 2 weeks. And by the way, I love my Kansas. Love my Kansas City
everybody's
friends.
gonna get really healthy.
Yes.
Trey
Great timing.
is gonna come back.
Oh
You
my
don't
God. Yeah. We don't
understand.
have our best defensive player, by the way.
We've
NFL, did you not
been
know
banged up all year.
that?
And
Banged
look,
up is a very, very
pretty-
light way of putting it. We've been decimated. That Miami game, we were decimated. And we
Yeah,
just lost
so-
because of time management on the last play. And it was 100 degrees.
So
Johnny.
that's what I know about next week. I haven't even looked. I have. That's not true. I think you want to pick somebody up. There's some good people out there. Drake from Baltimore could be a good pick. Kenyon. He's a free agent in our league. Could be a good pick. I'm thinking about dropping Gibson and McKenzie and the Buccaneers.
So again, always check your bye weeks. Always look ahead for the bye weeks. Maybe I picked up a quarterback before I knew I had to pick one up to cover my bye. I ended up with Wentz, who's got a broken finger. So I picked up Tannehill. I got a waiver claim in for somebody who's definitely going to be gone. We can say it, Mariota. He's gone. I'm going to be bummed out that I didn't get Marcus Mariota. What is this life, John? Anyway, we're looking forward to another great week of NFL football. We thank you as always. Check out our Patreon. It is OG Fantasy Football, and support the show. Keep coming back. This is going to be all the rage. We're bringing it to the people. Nostalgia is in. Old school is in. Do you like
80s.
Do you like math or do you like football? Then join us as we play every week OG Fantasy Football. For Brian Dunkleman and John Burrell, I'm Brian Dunkleman. That made no sense, but we're not stopping now. Go Bills!
Go Bills!